Okay. Okay. Hi, everybody. So I am back. Um, Basically continuing what I started earlier today with my DevOps tasks. And I basically stopped, um, with some Vagrant setup and stuff like that. I haven't made any progress since then. Basically, the kids and stuff. And now I'm gonna go ahead and continue. And my plan is to basically go ahead with the setup for Vagrant and the other stuff. Hello. So people are saying hi in the chat room already. And yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and continue. Okay. So, first, let me just quickly tweet here that I'm online, so people can join us if they want. And you guys also have my Twitter handle on the bottom of the screen, so you can go ahead and tweet, reply, and do whatever you want with that. I would love some feedback and encouragement and um, critique if you like. Um, and Yeah, so just go ahead and do your thing. Um, okay, cool. So basically, before I stopped, a few hours ago, I was looking into this Puppet Forge. And what I want to do is I want to basically set up my mesos master with Zookeeper. So what I'm gonna it's basically high availability mesos cluster. Right now it's gonna be on top of Vagrant, but it eventually obviously it's gonna go to production. So I'm reading the documentation here. There's a pretty good, Puppet Forge here. There's a pretty good module that I see here. And the compatibility mode, I already checked it before, and it seems like it's fine. Um, and I'm looking at how I'm installing, a master Mesos, and what it seems that you create the class from the repo Mesosphere. You give it a zookeeper with addresses, and I'm going to use my dev addresses for that. And then you say, okay, so this is a Mesos master, and based on that, um, it's gonna do everything. Excuse me. Um, so that's what I'm gonna start doing right now. So let's go ahead and get started. Um, so first, let's go and create our module. And I think I already did before. So let's see modules. And do we have Mesos? Yeah, we have Mesos and we have an init. Um, and let me think about what do I want in my init file. So essentially, I'm going to need an init. Well, not really, but I'm going to need a master and a slave. Some of them are going to share configuration, which I'm going to put in a different file. But for now, let me do something like this. So let's go ahead and copy this. And I'm going to do a bit of hard coding for now, but just to see if something works. And here, let's do include mesos, and then the class mesos and mesosphere. Now, what I want to see is my cluster. So let's do this AC2 and then dash dash profile, and the profile is PR, sorry, so PR dev, and I want the flink machines because those are the one on dev that have the zookeeper on them. Okay, and I have the IPs here, so let me go ahead and copy them. All right, so let's search 10. All right, so let's copy this and let's put it here. Okay, so it's 2, 1, 2, and then what else? Okay, so it's this one. Whoops. And then this. What else? So we also have another one. So let's copy that one. And then the last one here. All right, so this is this. And then let's close it with another square brackets. Okay, so this is my zookeeper. And then I have mesos master with a quorum of 2. Again, guys and gals in the chat room, if you have any questions about what I'm doing, why I'm doing, who am I, workflows, anything of that nature, please let me know in the chat room. I'm watching the chat room here on my left side, and I would love to answer questions. Okay, so this is the mesos master, and the work there is going to be var lib mesos, and quorum is 2. So let's see what quorum here means. So quorum of 4, optionally you can supply some parameters. No quorum. Quorum of 4, quorum of 2. All right, so let's put quorum of 2 right now. Here. All right. Okay, so we have this. And then zookeeper is this. Okay, so now let's go ahead and create a role, since we want to distribute that onto Vagrant. We can go ahead and exit this, and let's open the Vagrant file for mesos master. That's what we started to do before. And then let's also sync vm.synced folder, and then let's do the current folder. And let's sync it into let me think. Let's sync it into Puppet. Okay. Okay, so far so good. Let me think about what else do we need here. Okay, so we need the synced folder, and then let's go ahead and create the role. And let's copy the current flink role. And let's go ahead and create the new one for us. So that's Hiera. Okay, so Puppet, and then Hiera, Dada, roles, development, role, and then development. What do we have here? All right, so we have dev flink. So we're gonna put this as mesos. Paste that in, and we're gonna do profile, mesos, quorum, and this is gonna be, let's say 2. Okay. Let me think, what else do we need? Not much. So now we can go to the Puppet modules, and then here we have the site. So let's go ahead, site.pp. And then here we can copy the node. All right. And then let's go ahead and rename this to dev mesos. Here. Okay. Okay, so dev mesos, and we'll include the role. Role mesos, and that's about it. And the class is going to be role mesos. All right. Okay. So now we're going to need to put the defaults file. Yeah, sorry, messages are showing up. Yeah, sorry. I'm just, I'm streaming to 3 channels in parallel, so and I don't get like an audio notification, so I'm sorry. Messages are showing up. Everything is good. Okay, so let's see here. So we have a class here. And then the role mesos, class role Kafka, and class role flink. Okay, so what do we see here? Could not parse environment. This expression has no effect. Okay. All right, so for mesos, that's all we need. Include role mesos. And now what I need is to put a file on the vagrant. But first, let's go ahead and provision our vagrant box. So let's split the screen here. And then let's cd into vagrant. And here we have the mesos master. And let's try to do a vagrant up with driver. I think that's the virtual box. No. Okay, so let's do vagrant up. With virtual box or path for shell provisioner does not exist on the host system. So vagrant scripts and then install puppet. All right, so let's see, where is the install puppet? Oh, I didn't put it in the script folder. All right, so let's go ahead and put it in the script folder. So make dir dash p and then vagrant scripts. And then we'll do mv vagrant install puppet to vagrant scripts. All right, and then we can do vagrant up again. So let's see what goes on now. It's going to bring the machine with trusty64. And once the machine is downloaded, then it's going to start the provision. And right now the provision is going to be only to install Puppet. Basically install Ruby and install Puppet. And then I'm going to try to SSH into the box and provision the machine myself. But for now, let's just go ahead and wait for that. Okay, so in the meantime, we have what? I don't know, about 21, 22 people watching all across, all across the channels. So in the meantime, you guys, if you have any questions, comments, feedback, anything of that nature, please let me know. I'm, waiting for you. So let me know if you have any feedback or comments, or you want more explanation about what I'm doing, why I'm doing my workflows, and so on and so forth. Okay, so now moisturizer? I'm not using any moisturizer on my hands. That's a weird question. Okay, so let's see. So we successfully installed JSON. That means we have Puppet on the machine. Okay, so let's do vagrant SSH. And let's see if it gives us an SSH permission. And it does. So now Puppet, yeah, we have Puppet, so we have Ruby as well. So let's do Ruby-V, and we have 193, which is fine. And someone saying my hands are pretty. Thank you. Okay, so this is basically this install Puppet and install Ruby script, which we provisioned on the vagrant box. Let me just focus on that, close that. So see here, provision with a shell, and then we have the path for scripts and install Puppet. So essentially it's installing Ruby and then it's installing Puppet. So this worked. And what I want to do now is I want to cd into opt, and then fire layers and puppet, and here we should have everything, and we do. And now I want to have this Etsy default FL configure. All right, let me see if we have any more questions. We don't. Okay. Okay. So let me think. Okay, so let's put this Etsy default FL configure file, and then we can go ahead and try to provision our puppet. So let's, and I never ever remember how to do it, but let's go ahead and try here. Vagrant copy file. In the meantime, while I'm looking at how to provision a Vagrant file, my Twitter handle is probably around down here. If you have any questions or comments about my hand, for example, feel free to tweet at me, ask questions, feedback, retweet. Yeah, so just go ahead. Okay, so we have this config.vm.provision file, and we have a source, and we have a destination. So we can copy that, and then here we can basically do this, and then sorry. All right, so here. All right, so let's see here. And then this should be Etsy what defaults. Let's see. Yep. So let's copy this over. And let's put it here. Okay. And then to remove this. And let's do this. All right. So this is the FL configure from the specific folder that we're at. And then we're gonna put this one as the destination. All right, so let's go ahead and exit from our Vagrant machine. This question is killing me. Okay, so Vagrant up, and then provision again. Yeah. File upload, source file. Okay, so FL configure doesn't exist, so that's a pretty easy fix. Let's go ahead and do this, and let's edit the Vagrant mesos master, and then FL configure, and this should be, let's see, I think I have it here. No, I don't. But we can bring it here. All right, so then let's put this, and we can copy this, and we don't need this anymore. Okay. And this is going to be mesos. The role is going to be mesos, and the environment is going to be development. So we can go to the folder again, and let's do cd vagrant mesos master, and let's do provision again. Okay, so checking. We don't need to update the machine. It's going to run the provisioner, failed to upload file due to permissions error. This is normally because the SSH user doesn't have permission to write to the destination location. Alternatively, the user running Vagrant on the host machine may not have permission to read the file. Okay, so now we're going to need to look at how are we going to put a file on the root. So destination, and the SSH user can be determined by running Vagrant SSH. SSH user over SCP, so this must be writable to that user. This SSH user can be, yeah, I can do this as root, but I also can change here and just not source it from this location. So instead of putting it here, I can just put it under the user and that just source it from this location. All right, so provision. Okay. Okay, so now we have that. And then we can do Vagrant SSH again. All right, and we have the file here. So now we can try and provision the machine using Puppet. So we're gonna source fl configure. And then we're gonna export the path here. Keep thinking I'm in Vim when I'm in the terminal. And then we're gonna export this. What else do we need? I need to cd into the Puppet path. So let's do this. Okay, and then we can do the Puppet apply. Oh, we also need the log destination. All right, so let's see if I have the log destination. I don't, so let's export this here. All right, so export Puppet log destination as var log and puppet.log. All right, and then I can use this and export. And now I can do the Puppet apply, and let's hope it will copy everything correctly, and it didn't. Log file. Oh, I'm missing another one. All right, so let's do this. Actually, let's not silence it into a log file. Let's let it do the std out. Okay. All right. So error loading, vendor Ruby, Mac OS X can't load. Has OpenStack Mac, has EC2 ARP. Why would I need this? Hold up. Cannot load such file. CF property list. Okay. So Ruby is installed. Let's see if we have other questions in the chat room. No, so far so good. Other than my hand lotion questions. So let's see. We have user, we have group. We don't need the extra parameters. We have the Puppet entry. We have the source. So everything here should basically be okay. Let me look at my factor util. EC2 has Yuga Mac, has OpenStack Mac, has EC2 ARP, is deprecated. CF property list. Yes, I can talk a bit louder. Let me increase the volume on the microphone a bit. Okay, I increased the volume on the microphone. Let me know if that helps. Okay, so let's see. What I'm looking at is a Puppet. Is a Puppet Puppet Air. But why is it giving me a Mac OS 6 issue? Use our lib Ruby, vendor Ruby, Mac OS 6. The question is why. Let's do verbose login here. Let's see. So Puppet entry is the manifest. Manifest is here. Puppet log is here. Let's do IRB here for a minute. And let's do yeah, IRB is here. So let me think, what can I be missing here? Details, exit code, auto flush, log destination, cert name, user root. Let's look at some here. I want to see debug, and then let's do here auto flush and debug here. Okay, so let's delete these. Okay, so now we can copy this and paste it here, and now with debug, let's hope I'm gonna see something more useful. I'm dying to know who's leaving me those comments on live edu, but I'm gonna survive without that as well. Okay, so now we're at debug mode. Let's see if we find something. No, nothing. All right, so let's go back. So gem list. There we have a local puppet. We have JSON pure. Okay. So we have 1.1 Ruby 1.9 essentially, so that's fine. Then we have Puppet. So what am I missing? So JSON pure is here, Puppet is here. We have the gem list. What else? I have debug mode on. Let's see, sanity checks. We have S3CMD. I don't really need it because I'm not syncing. Yeah, you can actually see this is the first time I'm running this in Vagrant, so. All right, so while this is going on, what was it? A CF property list. This one, CF property list, yes. CF property list implementation class to read, manipulate, and write both XML and binary. Okay. Let's see, where are we requiring this? Okay, so we have librarian. Okay, I see. Inside the mesos, we have CF property list as the gem. But it doesn't install. So let's see here in the documentation. I don't see any documentation about it. Variant pattern module archive module, and I see here in mesos we have it. Okay, but I see it in wget as well. CF property list factor, then CF property list 226. Let's see if they have here in the GitHub. Let's see if they have a Vagrant. No Vagrant. Okay, so let's go to the gem file. Okay, so we have Puppet, we have Highline, we have RSpec. All of these are for rake, so Puppet version. Okay, so everything in the versions checks out. The manifest looks good. Okay, so let's see what we have here. Librarian. Okay. Okay, so here, let's do mesos, and then fl mesos, and then init, and then here we'll do fl Kafka, and then init, and here we have the class fl Kafka, we have config, and then we include wget. Okay, cool. So here, let's do class mesos. Okay. And then let's open up like so, and then okay, so then this is going to go inside. Okay, so class mesos, and let's, for now, just for the sake of being consistent, let's provide a config, which is going to be just an empty hash. Okay. All right. So let me write that file. Oh, my mic is really quiet. Let me check. Is it better now? People are saying that my mic is quiet. Yeah, let me know if it's better now. If it's not, then I can increase the volume more. Okay. So now this, we include mesos, we do this. All right, so now when we save this, we can pretty much apply, because it should be there already. No, it's still saying cannot load CF property list. Okay. Let's see what comes out now. FL mesos manifests. All right, so let's do cat modules, and then FL mesos, and then manifests and init. Okay, so now it's wrapped. Let's try and apply one more time, because now the file is synced to yeah, no, it's still not really working. Okay, so let's go ahead and try to install this gem manually. And let's install this gem. Could not find CF property list in any repository. Okay. All right, so let's do this, and then mesos master. All right, let's go back to the documentation. For installing master, class mesos master, and that's exactly what I have. And then here, let's do this. And then we have the options with the quorum. So looks like I did everything right. Mesos master port 50/50, which is the default. I don't want a file-based configuration here. Support we do. Mesos CLI later. Mesos repo is Mesosphere. Okay. Let's do a uname here. And this is Vagrant Ubuntu Trusty 64. So it should be fine. So let's see here. Factor is deprecated, has EC2 ARP, has factor EC2 classes instead. So we have factor 2.4.6. But this should be the default. So let's see here. No, it's still not. So there seems to be some issue with this specific module. So let's go ahead and make sure what we need here in terms of all right, preferred installations via Puppet Librarian. Just add this to the Puppet file. And that's what I do have actually. So let's verify. Okay. Let's do this. And then librarian puppet install. What's weird here, that in the Forge, the name of the package is different. The name of the module is different. Okay. Yep. The name of the module is different here. This is odd. Okay. So, yeah, that's what I thought. But let's, just for the good measure, try this as well. Let's provision the machine again, just so to make sure that everything is fresh. Oh, I have this here. Okay, so here, and then, oops, that's not the one. That's the one? No, that's the one. Okay, so let's do this and then provision again. In the meantime, if anyone in the chat room on YouTube or Live EDU or Twitch, if you guys have any questions, please do feel free to ask them. I actually like the questions. Um, okay, so then let's go SSH. And the source is this. Um, so someone is asking, Drossum is asking this question. As someone who hasn't worked with any configuration management systems before, do you think I should start out with Puppet or Chef? Okay, so personally, if I don't have any, this I'm basically working here. I'm working for a client, and this client had someone set up Puppet for them, and it's already working. It's already in production. Everything is humming along. So I'm working with Puppet. Um, I mean, for me, it doesn't really matter. I work with Puppet, Ansible, and Chef. Personally, my personal preference is Chef, and the reason for that is pretty simple. Is Ruby. I really like the declarative nature of Chef. Um, if you haven't started with configuration management at all, I would actually say, well, it really depends. I really like Puppet, but I like Chef more. I mean, yeah, I guess I don't really have a definitive answer, I guess, um, because yeah, I work with both. Um, Definitely check out Chef. Um, what I'm saying is that, um, yeah, it's still this thing cannot load. Hold up, name is deprecated. Um, okay, so let's do PS EF and then grep. Mm-mm-mm. No, nothing here is installed. Um, so continuing on that configuration management question for Drossum, the I think the real question is how many instances do you have across the board? Dev, staging, production, and so on. How many instances do you have? Do you need, the concept of Puppet Tower, or sorry, Ansible Tower or Chef Server, um, or do you just you can use what I'm using here, which is just Puppet synced across rsync or AWS S3 or anything of that nature. I guess the first question to ask would be this. I mean, what are your configuration management needs? I mean, today, looking at the thing from a 1,000 foot view, um, I think Docker and a really good distribution platform to distribute those Dockers, whether it's Mesos or Kubernetes or any of that, on any of those systems, will answer a lot of your needs, right? Because let's take for example my workflow from 2 years ago. I would use Chef in order to install Nginx, in order to install Unicorn, in order to install Ruby, in order to install everything I need for a specific machine. But now, if you think about it, I actually have one small Docker container for Nginx, one small Docker container for Unicorn, one small Docker container for the microservice. And then the machine basically just grabs, the distribution just grabs the Docker container and puts them on machines, right? The orchestration platform, as it's called. Um, the main thing I'm using, any configuration management these days, whether it's Chef and whether it's Puppet, and again, I don't have a clear preference. I work with clients, so whatever the client chooses, then um, what I do for with configuration management today is basically stuff that are not appropriate for Docker and not appropriate to just leave on the cluster. So stateful applications like Kafka, like Flink. Well, Flink is not a good example, but databases, Redis, and stuff like that. You know, I would say today it's around 60% are in Docker and 40% still needs configuration management. So put it into perspective. But I would love to hear more about your Chef usage and your configuration management needs. I'm always looking for other people's perspective. And if you want to pair program one day and stream it on live edu, then I would love that as well. Okay, so let me try and figure this thing out. It's saying that Mac OS 6 Ruby cannot load such file CF property list. Oh, I actually just figured out your nickname is Dr. Awesome and not Jrawsome. Okay, so let me think. So we have Factor and EC2 classes instead. Factor EC2 OpenStack Mac has EC2 ERP is deprecated. See the Factor EC2 classes instead. All right, so now it's time to go and look at some issues here and different behavior between 0.28.1, 0.28.2, CentOS 7 box. Right, so let's see, we have this. No, that's not it. Work there. No, that's not it as well. ZK parameter not working. All right, so we don't have any issues open. Let's go ahead and try one last resort before we go and debug this deeper. Let's try and get it from Git. Just to see if there's stdlib. We need function isbool. stdlib. Puppet Labs stdlib. Let's see. And standard library of resources, Puppet module stages, facts. Okay. So let's go ahead and install this one as well. All right. Okay, module puppet stdlib, found versions, and we're gonna resolve to 4.15. Okay. I actually think this is, but let's not get too excited. Let's provision the machine again. Okay. So just a heads up, I have a meeting in about 10 minutes. So in about 5, I'm going to end the stream. And I'm going to continue tomorrow. So in those 5 minutes, if any of you have any questions, comments, feedback, other than my hair conditioner and moisturizer questions that I did not see coming, I have to say. I really did not see coming. Then let me know. Ask the questions. And also my Twitter handle is down there. There. No, there. So if you want to tweet at me and, let me know. All right, so sudo su. And now we're going to export all of these again. And then here, Okay, no, not yet. Ah, not yet. No, it's not working. Okay, so let's see here. This module provides a standard library of resources, develop Puppet modules. Puppet modules make heavy use of this standard library. The CV modules add the following resources to Puppet. Facts, which I am guessing is the factor. Setup, runtime, setup infra, deploy. Okay, so Puppet install. All right, so let's go back here. And then do librarian Puppet again. And all right, so meeting is in about 8 minutes. So again, in about 3, I'm gonna say goodbye. Again, question, comments, tweet at me, email me. Let me know what you guys think. Do you like the stream? Do you not like the stream? Any other comments? Yeah, just feel free. Let me know. Okay. So the configuration there, auto flush, debug, log destination. Oh, right. So let's actually just one last thing. Let's look at the log. Let's look at what we have here. Cannot find data file, common Debian, evicting cache, caching environment production. Right. Damn it. Okay. So FL configure here. FL env is development. FL name is mesos. FL role is mesos. Okay. Looking for data source, common Debian. Cannot find common YAML. I think. Let's see. Common Red Hat. Do we have Ubuntu? Common production, common development, common Red Hat. Yeah, I see. Profile based user. All right, I think I know. I think I know the problem. And yeah, I think I know the problem. Okay, so like I said, I have a meeting scheduled. So I'm gonna have to say goodbye. But I'm gonna catch you tomorrow. I don't know, around noon. And thanks for watching. And again, leave me comments on Twitter and on the channel if you have anything to say, any comments, any feedbacks. All right, catch you guys later.